Congratulations on your award. How does it feel to be recognised?
It's a great honour, huge privilege. I see it just as much as a personal acknowledgement of my work and advocacy for Timor-Leste, as also an acknowledgement of Timor-Leste itself, and particularly the very amazing, extraordinary example of courage and resilience that Timor-Leste has shown to the world, both in its nation-building efforts and, you know, in the power of its people to reconcile and to move forward from terrible tragedy and pain.
Do you have mixed feelings at all, given that over the years your work in East Timor has brought you into opposition with the Australian government's stance on East Timor?
Indeed, I've taken issue on many occasions with the policies and attitudes of successive Australian governments, and continue to do so. I mean, I think we still have an unresolved issue in the matter of the maritime boundaries and the fact that Australia continues to deny Timor-Leste its sovereign right to determine a maritime boundary with Australia. But, you know, all that aside, I think I've learnt a lot from the Timorese over the years about reconciliation and about moving forward and honouring the positive. And there are so many very positive things about the relationship between Australia and Timor-Leste. Obviously Australia is a very important development partner, and there are amazing, very inspiring relationships and bonds of friendship and solidarity that exist between the peoples of Timor-Leste and Australia.
Can you tell us about your work in East Timor now?
Yes, I continue to work very closely with my colleagues at the Alola Foundation, which is a women and children's organisation that I set up in 2001 to address the special needs of women and children, particularly in the areas of education, maternal and child health, economic empowerment and advocacy. I'm also Goodwill Ambassador for Education, and in that role I'm working closely with the Ministry of Education in Timor-Leste to do everything from rebuilding school infrastructure to assisting with the sometimes controversial matter of language and education policy. Infrastructure is still a huge need, whilst there have been tremendous advances, you know, across all sectors. Some schools, even in Dili, are operating with, you know, 2 to 3 classes for some 300 children. So this means kids are learning in shifts, and their schooling is reduced to, in some cases, you know, 2 hours per day. So obviously this is not adequate. So with improvements in infrastructure, we can give kids, you know, greater contact hours and hence improve their learning.